Hey everybody, Mountain Boy here. Just want to do a quick comparison of these two ultralight travel backpacks. On the left here we have the Mountain Hardwear UL20, 20 for 20 liters in volume, compared to the Mystery Ranch In and Out 22, which is meant to be 22 liters. I'm not sure what the exact is, but the Mountain Hardwear seems just a touch bigger when kind of fully extended. Both of them fold down into a very kind of small, travel-friendly kind of compartment. You can use it both if you're kind of traveling somewhere and you want a little backpack for excursions or maybe for hikes where you're going, or if you're backpacking, you want to have like a little auxiliary pack to go scrambling or something like that. That's the intended purpose. With the Mountain Hardwear, the body of it is a 200 denier ripstop nylon single layer, and with a 70 denier material up at the top around the opening. With the Mystery Ranch, everything is 100 denier Kajura ripstop, but in the bottom, the back, and the top lid, it's 2 layers thick. So it's the equivalent of the 100 layer. Quite frankly, when I kind of feel both, I have a hard time telling the difference. Both of them are the same kind of idea. They have just one main central compartment with a hydration sleeve. The Mountain Hardwear has a single side water bottle holder. It will hold a 32 ounce, but there's not really great retention with it, so you do have to kind of keep an eye on it. With the Mystery Ranch, there's also a water bottle holder on the side. They use kind of a doubled up mesh fabric that it does make it difficult to get a 32 ounce in and out, but if you're just kind of using it for your kind of classic 16 or 20 ounce insulated thermal bottle, it'll slide right in, no problem. Also with that double thick material, this should be fairly robust. Both of those pockets you can use if you wanted to kind of put in other things like trekking poles or other types of items. As far as the structure, neither of them have any structure whatsoever. You can kind of see here, they just fold up. They both have just nylon on the back of the bags. The straps themselves, and I think this is kind of one of the major differences between the two. You can see here on the Mystery Ranch, it has a contoured strap, and then they run structural webbing down the center. The strap itself is like a 3-layer composite. It has like a soft brush nylon. Then it has kind of a nylon webbing on top, and then there's like a foam in between that effectively will kind of wick moisture away. With the Mountain Hardwear, it's like just a nylon netting with like a larger diameter nylon netting that is sewn on the front. It gives you a touch of padding and a touch of structure, but nowhere near as nice as on the Mountain Hardwear. Both of them have a sternum strap. With the Mountain Hardwear, you have these kind of ports that you can kind of plug it into, which is nice. It's not going to move around on you, and you can go ahead and remove it altogether. With the Mystery Ranch, it has this kind of sliding buckle system. I think it's going to stay put for your needs, and it's also removable. As far as the front flaps on these, the Mystery Ranch has a flap that comes down over the entire top of the pack. So it's just a cleaner look, and it gives you a little bit more rain protection. You can see here with the Mountain Hardwear, there's just this really small flap that just comes down over the top cinch there. The Mystery Ranch uses Fastex buckles for everything, including closing this top. Mountain Hardwear just has kind of generic hardware, both in the zippers and in the closure. Here it has this kind of this slide-in anodized buckle. It looks nice, but you know, the biggest complaint I have with it is it comes off all the time on its own. I think another big difference is the system of daisy chains and compression straps on the Mystery Ranch. This is really key because you can load this up, compress it down, and everything will stay where it's at. With the Mountain Hardwear, there's no compression whatsoever. Everything just slides down to the bottom of the pack. And when you're looking for something, you're kind of jumbling around. It also kind of doesn't move as well with you as the Mystery Ranch does. There's also kind of this daisy chain on the front. You can kind of clip a carabiner into it. There is a tool loop on the Mountain Hardwear. Honestly, I wouldn't put an ice axe in this. It's not reinforced. It's not sewn in there heavily. And honestly, if you're scraping around, you might lose your tool and you wouldn't even know it. With the mystery wrench, these are very robust. It's part of the daisy chain system. You can expand it, make it longer or shorter, or make it go away, whichever you like. But it becomes kind of part of the overall structure. Another big difference between the two is with the mountain hardware, there's just this single accessory pocket on the front, and it's the same pocket that the bag folds into. It's fairly deep. It actually comes down here by the carabiner, and then in its funnel shape. So as a result, everything that goes in there, it goes to the bottom, and you got to jumble around for it. With mystery wrench, they have two. This larger one, which will take a field guide, it's mesh on the outside, it's the denier fabric on the inside, and it's nice because if you have something wet, like a handkerchief or something, you can put it in there, it'll dry. The second accessory pocket only comes down this far, so it's shallow, so the items you put in there are easily accessible. It also uses somewhat of a transparent fabric on the backside, so that from the inside of the pack, you can actually kind of see what's in that accessory pocket. As far as which pack I like more, I've had these, I bought them for my kids, and I've used them for the past probably 3 years. And they're okay. You know, they're a great carry-on for the airplane. They're a great accessory bag if you're just throwing like a jacket and a camera and a water bottle. But when I bought the mystery wrench, I was really impressed because this really carried like a real backpack. It cinches down, it's comfortable, it moves with you well, it has a little bit of organizational ability, and it has kind of the ability to kind of tie things on the end, on the outside. No doubt both of these will last 20 years, but if you're going to have it for 20 years, I definitely go with the mystery wrench. Price point between it, there's only $10 between the MSRP, but in reality, with the street price, it's right at the same price point. In fact, it's a little cheaper on the mystery wrench if you're willing to suffer some weird colors and stuff like that. Neither of them have a hip belt nor a provision for a hip belt, but you know, with something this light, that's not a big deal. Both of them have a hydration sleeve, although the one on the Mountain Hardware will take like a 3-liter hydration system, whereas I think the mystery wrench will only take up to like a 2-liter hydration system. Both have a port. The Mountain Hardware is kind of right here in the center. The one on the mystery wrench, I believe, is right here on the left-hand side of the pack, so lefties only. So as far as fit and finish, one thing that's really nice about the mystery wrench is you can see all the exposed seams are taped and sewn over. This is great for longevity. You know, this pack is just gonna do its job. It's gonna last you a long time, and you're gonna be happy you have it. So anyway, if you've got any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it if you hit like. It helps to get the videos out there. And thank you very much. Mountain Boy out.